Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to today's episode of Cinnamon&Fire, where we bring you real stories from bold builders in Africa and the diaspora, blazing trails in their profession and doing the continent proud. I am your host, DK Emmanuel Jr. Merimoth, and it is a pleasure today to have with us Mr. Mubarak Salami. Just Lio, right? All right,
I go by just Lio, but yeah, that's my name also.
So how did Lio come about?
My friends call me Lio, but I think tell people that it's just royal from the back.
Oh, okay.
So it's just very light. So I have a middle name in it. So that's what I'm saying. My friends are telling me that they think that it's from the middle name, right? So it's literally just royal from the back.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that's the backstory of so it's what I'm mostly called. I hope I will be able to make that claim. Yeah, just go by those times.
Okay, Lio, very good to meet you, and it's a pleasure to have you with us today. So I think a proper introduction of yourself would be a good way to set the tone to start things off. Just tell us a bit about yourself and what you do.
I'd say my name is Lio. Actually, I'm from American. That most times, I started business very early. Not really that typical student. So I started business quite early. I would say I saw data, that MTN data in the beginning, and I remember working in K2. With Madam Esther, wherever she's, she really helped me build that data business to the point people had me at data boy. At that point, and that was really the beginning. And I got into uni, diploma with Unilag, and I had the first taste of tech. And this taste of tech is very important for me because it failed with me. A lot of learning happened from it, and that brought me to being adopted by a different class I've been working with. I've been using good relationships with them. He took me on that as being a bunch of things to them. Whereas the QA person, just the lowest barrier to entry at that time. I was learning how to code, I was learning how to design, and I remember I saw designers and I saw how things were going at the time. And design caught my eye more, came to me more naturally with my experience as a QA. And I also did a bit of project management at that point. So as I said, I came from a business background where a business failed for me, adopted into tech. Always had that business mindset, always had that. Even while I was in uni, I had a card business with Dolapo Video, CEO of SAP stuff. Doing for a while. So I was always on that grind at a very young age into this stuff. Wasn't really scared about it. Lost a lot of money. So brings me to career starting with design. And immediately that was the calling I had. As time goes on, I started attaching more of the business to attaching more part of the business to find out companies. With my cousin, lovely guy. We did a bunch of things together. I call him my victim of all my ideas. So I've always been creating, while also building my design career and really working on stuff, product is key for me, and I try to build it in the most simple way I can. And always implementing the business goal. It's so business oriented sometimes, and there's always that. So starting was really off. I did finance in undergrad, so it was really off. I got to school and found out oh damn, before I got to school, I had a stint of where I did business, where I sold data, MTN data that time where you buy 10 gig and instead of 1, 2. locked into it I made money. I bought my iPhone Infinix Zero, my hard money. I was so proud. My dad looked at me like, just so much on your books, you know. So that really brought tech to me, and that was just how I just did a failed business. It failed. I just had to be adopted by someone. I just felt like you have something that you really like this thing like that, or you really enjoy this thing, but it failed. Come work for me. Come work with me. For me, you know, I think you to become work with me, and you came with me. You know, as you grow, as you develop, as you do your own thing, and which I was allowed to do my own thing, even sometimes. So the next one I was growing a lot. So it's been a roller coaster of starting point to this point that I am right now, where I'm reading Indigo majorly.
Wow.
And so Indigo right now is just what I'm doing with other ideas. I'm always throwing ideas. I can tell you about 15 different ideas. You know, I'm now write code well, so I can spin off things faster. You know, just because I cannot combine my. So I've gotten to that point today where my entrepreneurial skill, my design skill, the coding can always bring me. I can spin up something very fast. Right? My own ideas, play with it, see it fail before I just spend one you know. So that's where it started from, and that's where we are now, where I'm building stuff, I'm validating it myself, trying to build efficiently. So that's really me from 2016 to now. Yeah, 2016 was when I was doing my diploma. Alibaba was the business. Like Alibaba, like was the start. Like we had the idea of the first online Barbie salon. I was trying to do something first. It was a brilliant idea where I thought it was still. Now look at it. Every Baba has like an app that they're trying to do to book to do their booking. Everybody's trying to do bookings. In developed countries, it's a big market where you pay almost £10 to book the service, maybe with Bootsy or some stuff like that. So I had the idea far back at 2016, you know. So it was not like it was like a very brilliant idea to me. So yeah, that's it.
Wow. Okay, so you mentioned a whole bunch of people, and I feel like that you have made the interview a little bit more personal, because you have mentioned people who were instrumental in taking you on and getting you as far as this journey, as far as you are now in this journey. So when it comes to Indigo, how would you say you balance the needs of compliance and usability in a medical hospital setting, where mistakes can have serious consequences?
So fortunately for me, I'm involved in a whole bunch of experience within Indigo, and I'm carried along with things that we need to do. We had compliance. We had to, for example, in Kenya, zero compliance requirement. We had to adjust for, and it was interesting because that was my first time. Shapi also tried the Kenya market in 2022. I think so, 2023. The Kenya market. So I really knew something. I really knew a taste of what you need to do to get an expansion done. But for Indigo, it's record. So the governments are really not just allowed owning a company, registering a company. It was a data protection. You know, there was like, the messages, people don't put messages, and you need to change it. And there's also compliance of maybe you need to store the record here, the record. There's always this thing. Look at the respect to the culture of the people. How do I comply to the Kenyan medical system? Like, without being like people. So compliance to me is not just about the regulation, right? It's also like the people, which is the user experience. How do we go from checking in a patient to logging patient's visit, which is what I call the entire. How many to do is a visit? Like, how do we log the visit? How do we call up the records? It's the same like there. What do we need to learn and learn, right? Or what advantage, usually an internet speed advantage that they have over. It's like, what makes it that is, can I give them some more information because their own internet loads faster instead of giving less information to make your own to make kind of, like, all those questions would help you understand little differences that could make. It's just like the China market. You see that the apps are bombarded. So when you're building for China market, they want everything done in one place. So, that's complying with that market is that's some level of compliance to me. But the user, when it comes to testing applications, I always try my best to use a simple method where I create. I mean, this is not something I try from like ST or like designer. But this is something I've done as I've grown in my career, where like to make sure everything works and we ensure that what we want to build works. I go beyond giving the prototype for the engineers to go and develop it. I try to make sure, like, show users tested this thing. And how do I do it? I'm supposed to tracking people having like my own testing, test for me. Right? And sometimes this is intensified in a way where like people do not do this thing for free. If you want to do a user interview, sometimes you need to incentivize. I don't know if you've done some user surveys where they'll tell you
Right.
10 pound Amazon, 10,000 through card, kind of thing, like 10,000 credit. You incentivize it to some point. You use that if you got more, spending that 10,000 in 5 places or 20 places, what you want and a mistake you can make.
It's a mistake, right?
If you can build, and I have active users where we're processing patients records where you don't even want to believe how much time matters with some of these things, how they want to get things done, how they want to get things done. They have a mental image of something they woke up to. They don't want it to change that fast in their eyes.
Exactly.
So you cannot quickly make that mistake and fix it and make that there's always been the problem. So I spent in the last 1-2 years, I spent a lot of time trying to make sure because we went from 0 to 1 already. So now, being at that 1 to infinity, there's some things there's some mistakes you cannot make. That I would say, like, it's important for me to put in more effort in that. So we can make some things a bit slow, which is why sometimes I look at the big companies and someone tell me, oh, before Google can change a color, it takes like, when you understand the billions of users or millions of users you're serving, you would really take time to like every shape, every tone. Accessibility concerns coming. Like, I think people don't really do accessibility a lot sometimes in certain markets. I'm not really in dropping markets, but like accessibility is something where if you focus on it, I find that a lot of places, a lot of websites, a lot of companies create accessibility. And for medical field, you're looking at something where you don't even know if you are working with a deaf doctor, what would I call it, or somebody that has having difficulties that want to do text to speech, and like stuff like that happen a lot, and I'm always very concerned that it's not going to lack in my product. Like what do I need to improve? It's not there yet. You can't fix all the problems. So a small thing are growing, competing with people money, million and like e-class is also by industry. People money, company money. So I would say safely that do on diligence to make sure like you're not wasting resources for some certain features customers are asking. So it would be me changing an entire site menu, for example, I'll test it, give it to regular users. And I also implore people to always consider that it's not about how to do something sometimes. And sometimes just need to keep it first and really be sure. And in a very fast growing environment, you always lose that. But if you build that mental already, like I would say, it's something to really get to. Imagine you have a student, you have features that just general features. Who would you rather use students test the features? The students can get 20 test the cases on hands on data money. Like in the Nigerian markets, that's what I give you an example. That you're testing a feature, 20, 30 people are testing that feature before you go out. Right? So it's not better than you just, if you add that group chat and that group chat had like 70, 100 students of yours, you get 20, and if you hit that ad post and of course you built that network, you built that process already, you make less mistakes in your product itself. Right? And there are already companies like user testing, companies that help you do all your test cases, there's exposed dog and all those kind of things that you need to do these things. But it's always like do your broken way now. Where as I just gave you hit the ad post. Students are very big with building processes to me. It's a tip I don't have. I'll give someone for free. Student testing. It's shock you where they'll break.
Wow.
Shock you where they'll break. Like you think that just give it to some students that wants to earn that data money. You see that they'll break it. They'll find that bug that you cannot find. It could be bug testing. It could be UI testing. It could be just experience, like, why are you eating a hard punch? Also, the demography of the market is limited to just students, if you're especially, like the market like Indigo. So there's a lot to go, like, you have to think on every level to say, like, okay, how do I solve testing problem? How do I solve compliance problem? How do I solve user research? What I'm looking for answers on something, how do I think next so we need to do reading circles around like unique group of systems. You just need to try at the point of leadership that you get to build this product features. That's why you try to make sure everything is pieced together. Even if different people are building that product, you're always going to try to say, okay, have you done this? Or the patient app is speaking to the main app in a certain way. Don't design something in isolation. Doing this to this place, and that to that place. Oh, this doesn't look like what we do. So it's just like that. So building is very continuous.
Right.
Continuous.
Okay. You mentioned a little bit about Sharply. You mentioned a little bit about Indigo. So with all the different apps that you have worked on, different ideas that you have brought to life, how do you rate? How would I say this? What metrics do you watch closely? What tells you that a product is working well for both businesses and users?
Oh, that's tricky. So forgive me if I don't align with the general public. I would say the biggest important thing is impact. Sometimes, but most times, what I can measure is when it comes to growth. I have a good example. We had a very large number of and also good. So very the two concepts. The two concepts. With the backbone. If people were buying bikes everywhere, left, right, and center. And they were featuring something where you can manage your bike yourself. With your customers, manage the tasks. It was a mobile CRM for logistics. So it was a backbone, but there's not the retention of that boom as metrics of it when you get it particular. At the stage of the product, it changes. So what you call success most times changes at the stage of the product. It goes and changes, and you would see some companies Indigo now, success is patient's record, number of patients record, pre-processing the year, right? Um, how much value are we saving the hospitals? What did we save the hospital this year? What did we, how many processes did we reduce? The simple as using it's a really task feature like somebody else, and make hospitals better. That's a message that if you don't look at it well, you won't value it. But like it might be important to hospitals to tell, oh, please prove this for me, instead of calling or standing up from their seat to another seat. Like that might provide so much value to hospitals where the efficiency increases so much because that's about it. It's not about the most flying things. Sometimes it's just about the most basic things.
Right.
So I would say success is all about impact, and we also differs as the crazy changes.
Right.
So that's it.
Okay. So you can't say it's not the same for every industry, but impact is one of the major ways of measuring across board.
If you don't rate impact, I stand up on Clubhouse. I look for Clubhouse invites. Look for it. Until one of the guys gave me Clubhouse invites when I was in the company, right? But on Clubhouse, I did the Clubhouse. When the time it became a product became a feature, I didn't really I don't listen to space that much. I'm not even online that much. I'm really socially inactive, so I just have. I'm an ambivert, so my resting face is not a cheap face. Because I do my own thing and I just try to keep it cool. So it's everything differs in a way where when you are building products, you have to relate it to the. So if it changes, you have to change it. You cannot build a product the way you are feeling. Sometimes you build companies based on the problems solving your own problem. That's what some mentors will tell you. Solve your own problem and try to solve other people's problem. Everything changes. If you are building something for you, for your podcast, you might just need that you need to find out on the podcast something to do not disturb. I imagine do not disturb was not doing the right work it's meant to do, and somebody do it. You need to do not disturb that comes with the laptop feature, and you use that one. That doesn't come with your laptop, even though do not disturb your laptop is popular. It's more popular than that one. You'll be one of those that one user, that person that beats that product, and you're using it every day. Impact.
Right.
You know what I say?
Right.
Impact. For me, in the other hand, I don't want to, because I'm using do not disturb, and that's my own thing. Like laptop, some phones are always like that. So, but there's some certain times, so you just imagine I solve my own problem, but immediately I said my problem, you related to it too, like, see how I picked out one side of that to make sure, like, does that relate to you? That's impact. Even though it's a product that I would also use, but you also saw that, you just imagine that. Just this point, it's just this. That's one thing only coming when Chris says this. The ability to set your do not disturb in a certain way where if everybody says quick notes, you want that message to come in. You can't do that on do not disturb before picture. If you don't want anybody includes quick notes from your team, you have to enable the entire app for things to come in. Just imagine somebody do something. Success to the person do. How well are you using it for the use case? The person can now see that this use case is changing. These people are using it differently again. Then product keeps going and you have crazy stands. Then you see Reddit. You wonder who is this fault? Like, what's this fault of do not discover? You don't know it.
Right.
You don't know the app. You're wondering like so that's how I can explain it personally and logically when it comes to like rating things and how scaling success, how you can really see success, measure success.
Okay. From studying a little bit about your profile, I see that mentoring is also something that you take pretty seriously. What are some of the misconceptions that you might see in people who are just getting into designing, and how do you help them like overcome those things?
It has changed since I started. I had great mentors. I didn't take them for granted that are big brothers to me. And I've been fortunate to work with brilliant minds, people who are way better than me, you know, and people that are going to be way better than me. One of them would be keep it civil. Like when you're trying to do something with people, it's learning, that's keep it civil. It's not easy. Not everybody's going to run with your curriculum as much as possible. Really wish people would go at the same speed sometimes. I would say I've learned to personalize learning for people. And I'm not that I'm the best teacher or I'm the best teacher or I'm the best student or student. I have to learn from you too when it comes to this stuff. Because I tell you, I did not learn design system by just going jumping on it like that. Now, people are having learned it, then I learned from them. And I learned my own, then I cemented it with done it over again. But when it was it's essential to building blocks, I have to learn it from people first. That's where I could learn. Now went online and mastered it, right? I started doing it over and over again. I look at something and say this is not 24 pixels. And you give it and say let's measure it and it's only 24 pixels. It's a flex that I would like to say like no, it's not something I can assume. I communicate that to you. That's why you have to be civil when you're really looking at this. So the perception of mentoring is one, you person is looking to learn from you, and you also looking for the learn from person, which is why if person makes a something or you ask, what did you do? Is there any reason? And if it's not working, let the person know you said that struggling with it. What did you do here? You communicate. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I did. You keep tapping into what did you group? What did you group this? Like, what kind of bug did you create? Especially prototyping, it drives me mad. And somebody that looks up to me thinking I can start a comes on crazy prototype. I hate you right now because you're going to give me 2 hours of figuring out everything doesn't look smoothly. And I want to help you. We'll be on it for as long as you need it. I always love the idea that I can also figure it out. So you have to be the student. You have to learn. You have to be willing to learn from the person that's coming to learn from you. That's it. That's how I put mentoring or leading people. You have to be willing to. If you write somebody off, you will never give the person a chance. So if you obviously only mentor all the good things, you have to give the access. That person will have access to you in a larger sense. Sometimes we do it indirectly, where the person doesn't want to come back to you because of the way you are trained, the way you are doing things. So it's really a lot of human empathy plus being a student, no matter how good you are, no matter how senior you are. So if you're not ready to be that person's name, you might not listen to the person.
Right. Wow. Thank you. So in your years of development, do you think you have ever launched a feature that you thought was going to solve a particular problem and then had unexpected like side effects, maybe made things a little bit more complex, or was misused? If you did, what did you learn from that?
Now we going to go version 2. So version 2 story is very big and very, very crazy. There's a big test. Indigo was majorly an EMR that favored in architecture. Let's break out of ophthalmology. Ophthalmology, like guys, I just break out from ophthalmology so bad. So we decided we have to rebuild. Attack the idea. This the menu will go like this will do this, will do that, things like that. I mean, it did open the floor for more specialty to come in. It was successful in a way, but a lot of problems started showing. Like, and I was building custom flows for each hospital practice. So it's not sustainable anymore. So the excitement of solving the problem has now turned to how can we now let people just customize their own solution? People cannot continue building this slow onboarding time.
Right.
Right? Imagine you have to create forms for it. Then start pushing your agenda. That solution that is the problem that I'm gonna create it. I created the problem because I won't say I take responsibility 100%. I would say I take 90%. Because if I had pulled the plug, I had the power. That's one thing about when you can stand on something and just say like, oh, I'm not gonna let this thing go, no matter what people are saying. If you don't believe in my expertise, right? Don't believe in my expertise. I didn't know it was wrong. I didn't know it was wrong. I mean, I thought, okay, we can work with this now. Bro, there's so many clicking inside click. At the point before you log in, you might have clicked so much, like, because I'll give you a good example. You log in, you select your brand, you click on the practice you want. When another people just log in, you're entering the app already. You understand? And I'm like, yeah, what am I going to do? How am I going to do? We have to unlearn and relearn. Started like, and we had to use that complaining in the internally about some certain things now. Now, it's there, but they can't find it easily. There's a lot of times where we started solving these problems as a container, like just solve this one, right? And if I do just some simple fix, maybe you don't attend another or attend another. If you just something simple, include the search and feed cycle. That's what they expect. They're not going to like to get their 15 pages to find what they're looking for. Am I scrolling to find what when you can give me some type of set and you find there's something they call like PDF search kind of where you can search where I can type a statement and just you can based on that, you're not based on the heading of the file or you have to like inline text search kind of thing. So like those stuff will surprise you how it's important to them and the most fancy updates that you want to do, new features. So we focus on like I call it 2.5. You made it like 2.1. I was like, even I knew better. I started 2.1. 2.1 has been implemented week by week. You made that mistake. You won't build one. You come back and act like people did nonsense. No, we did nonsense. But we gave us the nonsense to do. So I learned a lot from that sometimes the easiest solution is easy to just do the simplest solution and not try to and give freedom to the customers to do what they want to do. So one had its limitations because it was tailored technology. Right? Version 2 came out with too much restrictions, like too much resource, so we could not separate them easily. Then 2.1, as I call it, was where I started fixing that problem. Make sure that it's separate. That you can separate it, and you can say, okay, patient management includes outpatient, inpatient, and box text. Instead of saying they're separate. So when you go to another hospital, let me give you an example. There are some people that are going to always attend to you, either as a nurse, as the person that is welcoming you from the entrance, who might also be a nurse, and the person that will take your vitals, right, who might also be a nurse. There's the doctor, right? Nothing also stops the doctor from taking your vital, even though it's not a nurse. You know, like all those dependencies. You see all those people need to interact with your visits, right? Before you go to the pharmacy, you don't not be a nurse. Like the pharmacy. So like all those communications, imagine using it in a conversation where and your users are using it, but they are like, if you cannot do this thing faster, or if this thing is not a bad feeling. It was like I got a text one time and I was like, oh, this is not looking good. And immediately I noticed it was a search, and I get the search and filter request. The search and filter was the problem. The guy kept saying me, this is so nice, it's so lovely. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my god, this is what I asked for. I don't know, where was the data before I said this? It was returning, sending and descending, and you just did not know how to like change. Like you're seeing the oldest, you were seeing the oldest to newest. Like, but you wanted to see newest to oldest. So some basic things that you release the picture and you go, oh no, I shouldn't make this decision for you. Make this decision for yourself. Yeah, it's basically. So if it fails, you take it and you take responsibility. Don't be yourself about it. It's a product. If it was perfect, there's no need for you to be the product again. You moved on to something else.
Right.
So I would say I handle failure very well. As you can see my history, I have a history of failed businesses. So I handle when somebody comes with bad feedback, you know, I tolerate when I'm called. I'm lucky to speak to me and imagine, you know, also, but I also understand how also affecting your livelihood. Imagine a hospital MD trying to talk me, but I know that okay, 50% of this is because okay, this thing is not working right now, and it's really, especially if you understand why are you using this to don't want to create that scenario, what has to always work. But if we ever get to that point, I know how to handle it.
Okay.
Failure is impressive if possible. When feature rollbacks, big companies also do feature rollback. Like I'm always on Apple data when it comes up, right? There's some rollbacks they did about the liquid glass in or something or a different version where they were trying maybe they should reduce it. So like sometimes products you would always try to see. That's why you have to have a very good data. So you can make less mistakes with actual users if you have active users. That's why we was back to things I said for testing, you know, building to make sure you make less mistakes. That's the only way. So that's the learning. So I've learned that from that failure, right? That's why I do those things now. So I don't fall for that mistake again. Where I'm just building something thinking about the criteria and learning of the problems I'm creating at the end of when we finish building with dedicated resources and all those things. So that's just it.
Okay. Wow, your what do they call it? I like just communicating with you. I feel like you'd be somebody that's really good to mentor because you sound like you break things down as easily as possible. I find with a lot of the interviews that I've done, a lot of people want to be technical. So they're like, oh, I use, JavaScript, that I use, and yes, all those things are necessary. They kind of prove or show expertise, but being able to break things down as basic as possible, I feel like that is one of the major keys for teaching and mentoring people, right? So I think I wanted to, based on the things that you said, my next question is more relating to the future. Right, with the things, it seems like things are always changing when it comes to technology, right? So, what do you see for, let's say, in the next 3 to 5 years in Africa, in the health and the logistics market? What do you think are some of the advancements in tech that someone can expect in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think it is ideal to beg the HealthTech industry, if they ever listen to this, like the millions of today, to be part of it. Let's build a solution to talk to each other. And I think it's very important because the bedrock of the documentation of the Nigerian medical system, in the sense where we are all documenting people's life, people's medical records.
Sorry, please give me a second. Somebody just knocked.
No problem.
Sorry about that. Hello? Hey.
Chris, yeah.
Yeah.
Like full fiber internet in the area.
Okay.
Have you received the communication from our company regarding the full fiber?
No.
Okay, because have you seen these, the big brown holes here?
Okay.
So we have completed our infrastructure. Now we can provide the full fast fiber internet in the area.
Okay.
And we have your address here. See,
Yeah.
right here, we're close. So we can offer you free installation
Okay.
for the fiber internet, fast fiber, with the lower prices. So, which company are you using? Sky, yeah. Is this like broadband only or with the TV?
With the TV and everything. Yeah.
Everything, yeah. And with the internet, are you fully happy with the speed and the price, what they're offering you?
Yeah. Almost fine. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. Sky, yeah?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yo. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can continue. Sorry.
So, the question was future. So I was saying that I would just like us to build, like, when it comes to I think what we are doing is very critical. And there's a thing where I speak for the UK NHS, for example. The way you go into an hospital where the records begin from GPs to specialists, and even to the point where prescriptions, medications, and even patient records, all in, they're using different systems. Not all of them are not using one solution. But the way the system has been built, it's a technical term for it. I swear it's not just coming to my head, and I should know it, right? But I mean, obviously, it's just all about the systems are able to talk to each other because they build it with their intention. People don't build things with their intention in healthcare. We're just going to build in isolation, right? I would really love that, but that's my attitude. And I'm really on campaign. I really wish I had the energy to love social media platforms. That's activism. Don't build in isolation. I can't my system talk to your system if you transfer patients. If I'm being transferred to FMC, you know what I'm saying? And like your own hospital is using Indigo. If the patient is going to explain it, how can't I communicate with her to FMC? So we're not doing it in Nigeria, like right now. It's something where I love to see in the next couple years. Advocating for it. So that's been my closing remark. I'm not taking my closing remark for this is really about how can we build for that purpose of communicating the future in healthcare. It's private, there's public, there will always be different systems. Nigerian public policy needs to communicate to help manage this data. Like all these things, like we all need to come as a country to make sure our data keeping of our health records. Because on there, I see people saying about health hospital, Nigerian health system. I saw something like I won't watch this thing finish for I guess it's complaining about something wrong, right? Or in the hospital or something. But trust me, I didn't even be transferred easily from hospital to other hospital. It's the idea that today we have that hospital rejecting people because of deficit or not, you know what I'm saying, or because of the state of thing that they are not still producing. Like hospitals reject people to elsewhere sometimes, right? It's just what capacity are we managing this? What culture are we having? Why are we having people die because the hospital is not taking the person in for the short term? It might be a criminal. What happened to better ways to document emergency responses? It needs to be very you need to identify police about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you identify police about. I think letting in. Obviously, if Nigerian hospitals Nigerian healthcare system is not being is not getting um, judicial how to put it, like the Senate is saying they should make rules around what medicine is to be done. We end up building beautiful nonsense. And we're not because it's again we want person conquer the entire market. So please Nigerian health tech startups, companies, the millions of today, please guys, let's build with intention to speak to one another. Let's build with intention to speak to one another. We need it for the future of the product to for us to not build a beautiful nonsense.
Wow. Thank you very much. Wow, it's actually been really insightful talking with you. I myself have learned a lot. I'm not in the tech space. I am actually a musician by my background. But with this podcast and with what I do, I've been looking more into bringing solutions into my market, right? So I think my last question that I would end off with is, what advice would you give somebody who has no tech background, but is looking to provide a solution in their own field, or maybe to go into tech?
Don't be afraid to fail. I failed so many times. Like failure and I would say sometimes and we look at what we did wrong. And that's really one thing. Don't be afraid to fail. I failed a lot of times. When some people say they might like, I'm not trying to be that motivational speaker. So like I failed a good number of times, but sometimes you don't have to go through that pain to learn. You don't. Sometimes you need to be calm, because you don't have to fail. Some failures can be avoided by being logical or being reasonable, or just being patient. But failure is a very big part of where you have to try. If there's no fail, you never have the try button. Right? Sometimes in some instances, so failure can help you. People, if you want to start something and you're thinking, how would I get that first job? You won't do that career switch, take the course, get yourself involved, work on it every day. I tell you, I try to play on products, just play around. It's just like, personally, I'm using my refuge to do that. And I do that and all these things I need to do to buy code to continue building. When I need to do it for business to make money, I know how to do it. When I do it to build a feature, I know how to use it, right? Because I've been playing around with it. That's how I learned. And I can tell you, I've built product I've deployed with that same tool by learning it myself.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? So like, I learned it myself, but I said I have victims to this learning, like my cousin that I mentioned, right? It's a front-end engineer, and obviously most of this is mostly front-end stuff. I can't be the functional app, but it's very limited back-end need, right? I don't know how much you're familiar with, but like development is really tough when you really want to scale. So some things you can only build the beginning. Like I've done a lot of beginnings to say, someone brings an opportunity to build something, I tell you, we can start like this before we need to scale.
Right.
So that's the thing. So if you don't start, you won't learn. If I didn't learn that, I won't be able to say this certain things. So I learned by trying and failing and spending those hours that I failed to keep. How do I better my prompt? Sometimes, because some of this stuff actually mostly about prompt. I not actually write any level of code, but I understand how to build a product. So I'm using that. So you need to learn how to build a product. What is a product, right? I can tell you as of the time of this interview, I'm learning about MCP servers and the whole context of MCPs, right? And I'm still trying to cram the name because I'm still trying to put the full meaning in my head. right? And so it's not like I know how it works, but if someone was the meaning of MCP, I was like, damn. But I can tell you, it's like a dongle where you plug in to connect to your AI. I can give it I can draw how it will work. It's like a plug an adapter where you plug. I've watched it enough, I understand it, but actually those doing of NCP. I'm still learning it, but someone won't believe me until I explain. I know it, I've used it, I know the risk around it, and I can even speak about it, but I don't know the full meaning. Does that look like a serious person? So I'm still failing at it, but I'm still learning it together. Today I will finally be able to remember the full meaning while I also understand the context. You won't remember when you don't remember the name now, and you were trying to explain it to your colleagues, and they're looking at you. What are you describing? MCP servers. What's the full meaning? I'm sorry, guys, I don't know it. But you are learning it,
Right.
While you don't know the name of it. So I'll keep telling my own story in that way, because learning is about starting. Life is also sometimes, if you don't start things, you can't come back to it. You can't maintain it. If you start something, you can maintain it.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Laya. For those of you who are watching at home, again, this is Cinnamon&Fire. We appreciate you. If you have insights, or if you want insights into some of the brightest brains in the African tech space, then this is the place to be. It was a pleasure having Mr. Layo here with us to break down his inventions and his journey.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, please do us a favor and comment, like, subscribe, and share, and stay in touch with us to view more bright minds. Again, I am your host, DK Emmanuel, Junior Merimoth. And Mr. Layo, do you have any last words that you want to share, or your social media platform? You said you're not too much on socials, but if there's any way you want people to network with you, or also products that you want to talk about that we should look out for, then this would be the time.
Yeah, I'm working on a product for no, don't worry. I want to. Ideas, to be fair, ideas day. Trust me, and it's just all about. I can't build them all.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks for the opportunity. I'll pass for that. Let's continue building Indigo and advocating for health startups and HealthTech EMR companies, the Iliums, ICLA today, to speak to each other. Let these two speak to each other. Let's consider these two speaking to each other from the beginning before we go too far. Let's create standards for the Nigerian healthcare system, record standards. That's it. Before we go too far. That's my closing remark.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's been a
big advocacy. Big advocate, when social media, I'm not really active there because it's my name, Mubarak Salami. Just so every social media handle the same name, Mubarak Salami. So it's just it's nothing, but you don't see anything there. But I'm an activist for that, because I'm spending a lot of time of my life building these EMRs, and I really see that would be a next level problem, where it's almost like you now start building APIs to be able to declutter somebody's record that will now become another startup company of its own, trying to solve that problem that we've created. You understand what I'm saying? Which is a business opportunity, but why do we have to wait for that problem to need decluttering if you can sit down today? So please, that is what I want people to remember me for, apart from being a designer. And I want to be that guy that pushed for this to happen.
Integration between different.
Yes, we should be able to speak to each other. I strongly believe anybody can prove me wrong from the industry, but we should be able to speak to each other.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Layo. Again, it's been a pleasure to have you. Looking forward to making use and witnessing some of the things that you have built, and to seeing you at the top. God bless you. Our users, like I said, please follow, subscribe, comments, and stay in touch with us. All right, bro.
Thank you.
Stay blessed.
Yeah.